Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skyazrael.com for life coaching and mentoring. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. I want to talk a little bit about resentment. Resentment rots you from the inside. Resentment is a killer. It kills you. It's a slow death, a slow, painful death. There's a lot of people that harbor resentments for most of their lives. Resentments from their childhoods. Resentments from breakups. That's a big one. One breakup. Oh, I've seen so many men, their lives were ruined from one breakup. They were so incredibly emotionally attached, so confused by what happened, so weak at the time that they were left. That's the way we look at it. And all they walk away with is that lesion, is this scar, instead of the lesson. When you walk away with the lesson, you walk away with a piece of wisdom. You gain something. Well, I had to go through a lot, but I gained a lot of wisdom off it. When you walk away from any kind of scenario with the lesson, you're walking away with profit. When you walk away from a scenario with your lesion, with the scar, and you limp off holding your scar, not thinking about any lessons of what you learned, you're just thinking about how you were hurt, how you were victimized, how you didn't deserve it. You might be thinking about revenge. That's a slow death. That's the beginning of a rot from the inside, like a fruit that just starts to rot. The opposite of resentment is gratitude. We counteract the resentment from within by being grateful for the lessons that we've learned. So you can take any experience. I used to have a lot of resentment towards my ex, towards my fiance, who basically left me at the altar, cheated on me with several of my friends. She seemed rather remorseless about it, just like it was my fault. Sorry, I was working too much. And for a long time, I went around with this kind of mantra of that ungrateful bitch. I worked 2 jobs for that bitch and hustled in the streets to try to figure out how to give her a good life. And all she's gonna do is fuck all my friends. Fuck that bitch. And I walked around with that fuck that bitch mentality for years. And she's not in my world. I don't see her anywhere. But I was still, just anytime I thought about it, anytime it's brought up, I just like, fuck that bitch. Ugh. It just kept me angry. I just had lots of resentment towards it. At a certain point in my life, as I got older, more mature with my emotions, strong enough to look back at my past humbly and slightly detached, not as the victim, not as the wounded bird, but almost like a third party watching a story, and to be able to give a proper assessment. I found my opinions of some of my past experiences changing, the way I looked at them. Outlook is everything, and the way I looked at some of my experiences started to change. And what changed was I was able to pull the lesson out of it and realize, you know, that relationship wasn't for nothing. Because a lot of time, I used to go around for years saying, well, what a waste of fucking time that fucking cunt bitch was. Fucking waste of 5 years. I realized, no, it's not a waste. I learned a valuable lesson. I had a little crash course in relationships there. And when I pulled the lesson out of it and became grateful for the lesson, Grateful to God for teaching me this lesson, for bringing me through the other side still intact and able to take what I've learned and move forward with it. But I realized that maybe she wasn't the one. And I'd always thought she was, and that was part of my resentment, was this childhood kind of fantasy of what the relationship was supposed to be. But then when I got older, I saw it for really what it was and what the purpose of that relationship was in my life. And it was just to teach me something. So now I can laugh, and I would thank her. If I were to see her around town, and she doesn't live anywhere near me here, but if I were to see her somewhere, I wouldn't be angry. Oh, there was years when I fantasized about if I see her again, I'm going to let her have it. Not physically, but I had all the shit that I was going to say all figured out. Give all that up. I'd thank her. Thank you for breaking my heart. Thank you for dumping me. Thank you for running over me with the truck and then backing up and then running over me again. Thank you for fucking all my friends. Yeah, thank you. You did me a favor. Those weren't friends. Any motherfucker who fucks your girl is not your friend. You weeded them out all within 1 week. It would have taken me years to weed them out. I would have had to get burned one by one by these motherfuckers. You rooted them out all at once. You showed me what kind of person you were. Oh, thank God we broke up. Thank God you cheated on me. We would have had kids and moved into a trailer, and by this time I'd be beating you in some trailer park. So you can look at any kind of experience that you've gone through and pull the lesson out of it. Pull the what made you stronger, and get rid of the bitterness, get rid of the negativity. Sure, this stuff doesn't have to happen. We've all been victimized. I've been shot at. I've been beaten with baseball bats. I could go on and on with stuff that I did not deserve. But it happened. And what are you going to do with it? You got dealt a hand. What are you going to do with it? My brother's a poker player, high stakes, and he's good. I mean, he loses sometimes, but he doesn't lose much. He'll take your money. He's always been good at poker. I had to rescue him. I should tell that story. I just remembered it just now. I had to rescue him out of a high stakes poker game with gangsters. I mean, I wasn't the only one he could rescue himself, but he was there alone, and the whole place turned on him. I should tell that whole story. It was rather adventurous. Guns and everything were involved. But he always talks about, it's not the fucking hand that really matters. He could win a game with any hand. Any hand, doesn't matter. Give him aces, give him nothing, doesn't matter. He can win with any hand. So it's not about the cards that you were dealt. Motherfuckers are really butthurt for most of their lives. These sorry fucking overgrown children didn't get what they want. Life didn't go how I wanted it to. Nobody's life goes how they want it to. You have to learn how to play the game. Life is a game. Go through your experiences and look at the lessons. The way that you first can engage with resentment is through gratitude and through a process of forgiveness. You can try to pull out the aspects of any experience that you're grateful for, even if it's surviving it. Someone raped you and threw you off a bridge. You survived. Be grateful for surviving. I'm not telling you to be grateful for being raped. Be grateful for surviving. Find anything that you can hold on to, that you can pull out of that. Any lesson. Forgiveness starts with self. You forgive yourself first. I forgive myself for getting into that scenario. I shouldn't have got into the car with those people. I forgive myself for making that bad decision. Forgive yourself. Truly forgive yourself. No more shame. No more lashings. No more you should have known. No more of that stuff. True forgiveness starts with self. And once you can do that with yourself, and you've pulled lessons from every one of your experiences, you can look at some of these people that you've looked at as protagonists, as enemies, and forgive them too. Could you forgive your enemies? If you said no, you're not there yet. You're not there yet. You're not really a warrior yet. You're still a warrior in training. You still have a little bit of ways to go. A true warrior can forgive their enemies. That's some next level shit. It's all food for thought.